What would you do if the life you trusted was quietly unraveling right in front of you, and you only noticed because of a faint glow inside a coat pocket at 2:14 in the morning? It was February in Chicago, the kind of cold that seeps into your bones even inside your own home. I had gotten up for water, half asleep, when I saw her coat draped over the kitchen chair. The glow came from deep inside the pocket, subtle, like it didn't want to be found. I almost ignored it. Almost. Because when I reached in and pulled out a phone I had never seen before, my entire world tilted, and before I could even unlock it, the screen lit up with a message that made my stomach drop. Miss you already. Same time tomorrow. I didn't know it then, but that was the moment my marriage died, and the moment something much colder inside me came alive. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel, tell us where you're from, and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. I stood there in the dim kitchen light, the hum of the refrigerator suddenly deafening. My wife, Emily, was upstairs, asleep, breathing peacefully, as if she hadn't just shattered 15 years of our life together without even knowing it. The phone had no lock. That was her first mistake. The messages weren't hidden. They were bold, careless. Weeks of conversations, photos, hotel confirmations, inside jokes I didn't understand. A name repeated over and over. Ryan. I didn't wake her up. I didn't scream. I didn't throw the phone across the room like some dramatic movie scene. I just sat there, reading, until the sky outside began to lighten. And then I put the phone back exactly where I found it. The next morning, she kissed me goodbye like always. Same soft lips. Same, I love you. Same lie. I watched her leave from the window, her heels crunching against the snow, and something inside me cracked, not loudly, but deeply, like ice breaking under pressure. That was the day humiliation set in. I went to work, sat in meetings, nodded at conversations, but all I could see was her laughing with him, touching him, choosing him, while I sat across from her every night at dinner like a fool. Then came the behavior. She started guarding her real phone more, taking calls in another room, smiling at messages she wouldn't show me, late nights at work, sudden gym routines that didn't match the receipts I later found, because I started looking, quietly, gas station receipts in neighborhoods she had no reason to be in, a charge at a boutique hotel on West Randolph Street, parking garage tickets stamped late at night. Every piece fit together like a puzzle I never wanted to solve. And she changed. Emily, the woman who used to fall asleep on my shoulder during movies, became distant, irritated, cold. She criticized everything I did, the way I chewed, the way I spoke, the way I existed. You've changed, she told me one night, arms crossed, standing in our bedroom. I almost laughed. No, Emily, you did, but I didn't say it. Not yet, because by then, I had started breaking. There were nights I sat in my car parked outside our house, unable to go inside. Nights I replayed every memory, trying to find where it went wrong. Nights I blamed myself. And then there were nights I opened that prepaid phone again. I memorized everything. His number, his schedule, the hotel they preferred, the diner they met at on Sunday mornings on North Clark Street. I even saw a message where she complained about me. He's clueless. I could disappear for hours and he wouldn't even notice. That one hurt the most. Because I had noticed. Every second of it. That's when something shifted. The broken part of me stopped hurting and started thinking. I didn't confront her. I didn't beg. I didn't fight for something she had already thrown away. I planned. First, I hired a lawyer. Quietly. One of the best in downtown Chicago. I handed over everything. Photos, messages, receipts. Do you want to go after her? He asked. I looked him dead in the eye. I want the truth to be undeniable. Then I hired a private investigator. Not because I needed more proof, but because I needed it documented professionally. Dates, times, video. No room for denial. Next I waited. Patience became my weapon. Weeks passed. She got bolder. Careless. Sometimes she didn't even bother hiding the prepaid phone anymore, assuming I'd never check. One night, she said she had a late meeting. I followed her. From a distance. Through the cold streets, past familiar intersections, until she pulled into the parking lot of that same hotel. I watched her step out of the car. And then I saw him. Ryan. Confident. Smug. Like he owned something that wasn't his. They didn't even look around. Didn't even try to hide it. They kissed right there under the flickering parking lot light. That image burned into me. But I didn't move. Because the end was already in motion. The exposure came 2 weeks later. Sunday brunch. Her idea. She invited friends. Her sister. Even her parents. We sat in a private dining room at a restaurant on Michigan Avenue. Laughter. Coffee cups clinking. Everything normal. Until I stood up. I have something to share, I said calmly. She smiled at me, confused. That smile disappeared when I connected my phone to the screen behind us. First, the messages. Then the photos. Then the video from the hotel parking lot. Silence swallowed the room. Her mother gasped. Her sister covered her mouth. Her father looked like he'd been punched in the chest. Emily went pale. What is this? She whispered. I looked at her. Not angry, not emotional. Just done. This, I said quietly, is the truth you thought I'd never see. She tried to speak. To explain. To twist it. But there was nothing left to twist. Even Ryan didn't escape. His name, his messages, his face, all displayed. By the time I sat back down, her world had already started collapsing. The divorce was swift. The evidence was overwhelming. She didn't fight. Couldn't. She lost the house. She lost most of the assets. Her reputation? Gone. Friends distanced themselves. Her job quietly let her go a month later. Ryan? He disappeared. Coward. I heard he blocked her number. Of course he did. People like him always do. Months later, I saw her once. Outside a small cafe on the edge of the city. She looked thinner. Tired. Alone. She saw me too. For a moment, I thought she might walk over. Say something. Apologize. But she didn't. She just looked down and walked away. And I let her. Because the man who once loved her was gone, and the man standing there had nothing left to say. I went home that night, sat in the same quiet kitchen where it all began, and stared at that empty chair where her coat used to hang. No anger. No satisfaction. Just silence. And the cold realization that some betrayals don't end with revenge, they end with absence. And sometimes, that's the harshest punishment of all. The end.